So, hi people. In the previous session, the previous lives that I've done, I think I think I've done three people, like three human figures at some point, and they weren't the best because, as I came to discover, I am good at animals and like realistic things, but when it comes to like human figures and stuff, I have to learn. So in the last few days I've done some basics of it, so I want to go through that and at the same time give you pointers on how to also like get good at drawing human figures, and not only human figures but even human characters, because as you can see, I designed this character for an upcoming animation project that I'm doing, and this character as well. And actually, in order for me to come and ink these two characters, I wanted to first go through the basics of human anatomy. So we have two main ways to go about it, and I've linked the YouTube channels that I've used over the few years in learning how to do human anatomy. Like my the way I do art is what I see I can draw, but when it comes to humans, I have to learn that. It's not innate, it's not like a talent, it's something that I have to learn. Anything else, it's innate and I can be able to do it. But when it comes to human anatomy and backgrounds, I really have to learn perspective. But I believe that's a video for another time, because I still need backgrounds in this challenge. So we are going to go through pointers on how the basic structures of human anatomy, and you're going to use two different ways to go about it. I'm going to ink these as I explained, and then you're going to draw it, and then you're going to ink my other structures, which I intend to pin up and like use as a reference every time I want to design characters, because right now I have to design a lot of characters, and just to get the basics is very important. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'll try and answer them because I know I'm following through on my laptop as well, so I'll keep answering them as we go. And you're very lucky because majority of the lives that I've done, I haven't actually like been talking, so I think this one, it's good that I talk through it. So let's begin. The basics of human anatomy, like what I have gathered, it's not my information, it's what I have learned, so I'm just sharing what I have learned to help you guys also be good at human anatomy. The basics of it is that the size of the head should be proportionate, I would say 7 times proportionate, like to the rest of the body. So they always say like 8 parts. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts without counting the feet. So from the head to the ankle should be 8 parts. So I'm not about to start going against what has been like talked about by multiple people, and they've made a lot of textbooks about it. So we're just gonna follow the same thing. So you start with the head. After the head, this is the first part. So on this side, you can see I've indicated 1/8. So what I'll do after this live, I'm going to add, what I'm going to do after this live, I'm going to add all the links to the videos that I've also watched. I know I've just shared the channels, so sharing the channels may not really help as much, but kindly just, especially what's his name, BJ There's one that I know that I've even downloaded his videos. Draw with BeeJayDel. I've downloaded his videos and I've used his videos in multiple times to draw different characters on my sketchbook. So I really do recommend that you follow BeeJayDel. Proko, that goes without saying. Like right now, if you talk of human anatomy, and they have like a website. Proko has a website where you have to pay to receive the courses, but they have free courses as well. Like they have free things in that website, so those ones are also very important. Magic. The first guy, I don't know. I don't understand. Is that Arabic? I don't know. I don't know how to translate that. Let me see if I can translate that. So Magic is asking, are you teaching us how to draw? I'm kinda. I'm just going through like the basics of drawing a human anatomy in terms of proportions, that is. And then later on after this live, I'm gonna ink my own characters. So I didn't want to ink characters before I showed you how I got to the human proportions, because I had to take like a whole day to just create these guides. So these are my guides. I'm sharing my guides on how to go about drawing characters that make sense. What's the name of the channel that you're recommending? Awesome. So that it's in the description of this live. So in the description of this live, there's 3 channels that I've recommended. Let's Draw with BeeJayDel. It has like a whole playlist teaching you from face, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, hair, full body, babies, all that stuff. So I think his work is really awesome, and I have most of his videos. Okay, and then there's Proko, and then there's SamdoesArt. I think with SamdoesArt, it's more of also inspiration. He's very, what's the word? He's very like he's very good at it. So it's more of with him, it's more of inspiration while going through the process and just learning. Like you can also do his process, like the way he does it, you can also do it. So yeah, the channels are in the description. Google them and follow them, and you can just learn how to go about it. So let's continue. So as I was saying, it's the whole body. It should be 8 parts. So from that, you get to understand that the first part is the head, the second part is the neck and the chest. Okay, so the second part is the chest. Let me just do that again. So this one takes 2 parts. This is the neck and the chest, and then we have a third part, which will be the pelvis. Are those books about art the ones that on your table? Oh, you can see that. I have a few about art, but the majority, they're not about art. I have one about writing. I have some set books. I'm from Kenya. I don't know where you guys are from. So I have one called Sikunjema, Kilio Chahaki. I have a Kenyan comic book called Shujaz, a book about writing, The Writer's Companion, a novel, The Heartbreaking Works of a Struggling Genius, and a book about my culture, The Mogekoyo Woman. And then on the other side, oh my God, I have so many books on this table. Oh my goodness. I have more comic books, I have more novels, I have more, just my sketchbooks. It's just a lot of things on my table. Yeah, so again, we start with the head, then the neck and the chest takes a piece. Then the second part is the pelvis, then the legs, the thighs and the legs afterwards. Okay. All right. So once you begin with that, when you have that whole structure understood, then it becomes easier to like go about it. So what I'll do for the sake of how this is going, how do you make time to read? Oh my goodness. How do I make time to read? Uh a majority of the time is like when I'm traveling, like with our transport system, and I don't drive, not yet. I know how to drive, but I don't own a car. But a majority of the time, it's if I'm traveling, I'll go do I'll carry a book, because the distance is normally like from one place to another takes a few hours. Like if I'm gonna go to town, it's gonna take like 2 3 hours to get to town. So I'll either travel with a book or or use the nini, what is it called? Or use my phone, PDFs on my phone. So yeah, I think that's how I do it. Uh, 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 uh. I spend so much time online. I barely have any time left. What do you mean you spend so much time online? So now we finished with the head, okay? So we said that the head is gonna be 1/8. So the next part you're gonna handle is the neck and the chest. So the neck, we're gonna have this chest is supposed to be halfway, like the shoulders. So you're gonna have to have all these different balls that indicate where your joints are. So you have shoulders, you have your elbow, and you have your wrists. And then after that, you're gonna have some more. Well, using this design, because I'm gonna show you another design. So after that, you're gonna have some more on your knees and then on your anklets. So these ones are just going to help you go through everything that you need to do. So the good thing with this type of model is that it takes a shorter time to actually illustrate and draw. So you're gonna connect from the middle of your shoulder to the other shoulder. I'm trying to have it like so. Watching YouTube and gaming. Oh, you spend a lot of time watching YouTube. Oh, that's okay. That's good. From and then your other question is, are you a teacher? Why do you ask if I'm a teacher? Oh my goodness. Why do you ask if I'm a teacher? I'm very curious about that. Why do you ask if I'm a teacher? You sound so calm, like my uni teacher. Oh, that's very interesting. I sound calm. That is very interesting. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the compliment. So, the next thing that I think is important, we're gonna first do the main, just basic shapes. We started with the head, then we're gonna do like a trapezium to our waistline, and then we're gonna connect that. Okay, and then we're going to have like another smaller shape for a pelvis, and now with the legs is just connect to the first circle on the outside and then the second one on the outside, and likewise on the opposite side. And I think to answer magic, yes, I am a teacher, just to be honest with you. The calm demeanor in the books, because I read a lot. I think anybody who, I don't know, reading is just important. So I'm still going to encourage you guys to like follow the channels I've shared in the description, because it's gonna teach you so many things, even how to draw legs and stuff. So just going through everything that I wanted to first do is just talk about, I'm trying not to use a ruler, so this may not be as straight, but I like it like that. So what you're going to do after this, then you need to join the said hi Benny. Hi, how are you? You're gonna join the arm, the upper arm, and then the lower arm. So once you're done with this, I'm gonna start fresh on a new page and just take you through that on a fresh page. And then once you're done with that, I'll add another type of human anatomy structure. This is just the basic structure that you can rely on when you're working on your characters. Again, I have a few characters that I've already sketched out. I want to ink after this, but I thought it would be proper if I first take you guys through like the whole brainstorming, my whole way of getting to those characters. Yeah, so I think we're done with that. So let's now review that information. Okay, let's review that information. Benny, hi, and welcome to the live. The characters that I actually worked on, they're part and parcel of the Ink October challenge. So I know I'm a bit behind with that, but I'm working to add it on. Like I'm working to make sure I have it going. So today I know I'll do at least 3, if not 4. I try and catch up. If time allows, even 5, but we'll see. So let's redo the structure that we have just inked. So to begin with, I said that this one follows the whole concept of 8 equal parts. So the first thing that I'll normally do now that I've learned this, I'll start with a circle, and I'll make it a bit smaller so that it can cover like the whole head. Start with a circle again, not perfect, but we're not looking for perfectionism here. And the jawline, and connect that. So that is the head. As you can see, I can measure the head, the size of the head, and then once I measure the size of that head, I can now have these and make 7 other equal parts to this one. So I'm gonna just like take that one and then say, oh, too large. 1, a little bit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have our 8 equal parts. So I'm just going to sort of try and wing it. There's a way that I see people like learned artists, they measure with a pen. So I don't know how to measure with a pen. I'm just gonna eyeball with my pencil and the measurements. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a halfway point where you're done with the upper body, and then 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the legs. Okay, so once we have that understood, it will be easier to now continue to the next. The next part is to draw the joints and the small circles. So I'm gonna, from the head, the second part we had said is the neck and the chest. So you need our shoulders. Our shoulders need to be like halfway from these two whatever sizes. So I'm gonna come here. This will be the shoulder, and on this other side will be the shoulder, and then our elbows will be on the next on the third equal part. That will be our elbows, and then we'll have our wrists at the end. Okay, this is also going to be where our pelvis will be. And so normally if you connect that, I'm just trying to like get that whole concept of the stick figures and everything, so that will be quite important. So yeah, let me just sort of connect these as well so that we can get on to the next. So from here I'm gonna also have, coming down after 2 is where we're gonna have our knees. So our knees will be on this side. So I'm gonna have 2 other circles there, and then our anklets at the bottom. So when you join that, that is it. That is our whole structure. All right. Okay. So let us continue. All right, so after that we're gonna just come back up to the upper side, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is connect this, the first half, like the chest and the shoulders. So you're gonna just come and connect to like the belly button. I think that's where the belly button is, and then from there we connect again to the hips. Yeah, and then from there we just now connect to what are they called, to our legs. So coming, it's gonna be a slim legs. I think I should have widened the hips a little bit so it doesn't look funny. So this is actually, I think, the first time that I'm actually sketching these things. So we're gonna come to, I'm going to have these circles out a bit so that it doesn't look funny. We're going to come and connect to our circle, and then connect to our ankles. Likewise on this other side. Add some more space to that. Okay. I'm going on the out too much. So connect to our legs, to our knees, and then out a little bit, and then connect to our ankles. So normally I think this part I gave it too much space, but that's okay. So I'm just going to have the same thing. We're going to connect to our knees and then connect to our ankles, and then here I can now sort of have the feet. So we're gonna rub after we are done with that, and then now we can come to our shoulders, and on our shoulders, same concept with the feet. From the first circle, connect to the elbow, and then sort of connect to our wrist. I'll need to do another another live on how to do hands, because I know I'm also terrible at hands. But I like the fact that I can just share my process, because I'm not I'm not yet the sort of artist, but I know I am in the process. So let it be a journey with you guys. So if you can subscribe and watch the journey as we grow, that one will be awesome. So again, connect, and then sort of have whatever to identify with where the hands go. So yeah, so that's basically it with the first one. So what I'll do here is just rub off all the what are they called? Rub all the indicators, all the structures. It doesn't mean like, okay, for now, because you're starting out, you have to work with the structure, like with the basic structure. But as you're growing in it, then you have to like just learn how to continue without having the basic structure here all the time, you know. For any questions, just post them on the chat. I will answer you guys. So I want to ink this like a full character. We haven't done the neck, so let's do the neck. I think that's that. I think the neck is a bit too small. Hi Jay Anthi. Hi, how are you? So yeah, so that's more or less the basic structure. So I'll just ink this very quick. Ooh, just ink this very quickly. Still looks like a sketch, which is fine with me. I just like really wanted to just go through basic structure on how to do human anatomy before I now do like ink my actual characters that I have. So you see, the sketching actually takes more time than the inking process, you know. Yeah, the sketching actually takes more time than the inking process. Good evening, ma'am. Oh, ma'am, you're ma'aming me. I like that. Good evening. Is it evening already? What time is it? It's 4:07 on my side. What time is it on your side? You remind me of a student I used to have. She always used to call me ma'am. She was like one of my favorite students. I am Tim. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. Timi Nadu. Timila. That is a beautiful name. Can I write that down? I need to write that down. It's a very beautiful name. Tamil. Where are you from? Tamil, where are you from? So we're doing our legs. Oh, you're from Tamil Nadu. Let me Google that. So one thing that I wanted to actually also talk about is there's so much to anatomy. There's like what are they called? There's like muscles and other side views and stuff. And I know for these I think the 19th day in October prompt, again I'm late, but it's okay so long as I catch up and I continuously post. I think I'm gonna catch up. But there's so much to human anatomy. It's just that right now it's a state in India. You're from India. Oh, nice. I'm gonna catch up. And I think one of the reasons that I'm trying to do that is because this is really, really important. Nice. You're from India. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining my live. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry for that. I think I'm catching a cold. It's been raining. It's been raining over here a lot. It's really been raining. Okay. And I believe you're done with that. So I'm just going to rub off the pencils so we remain with the actual structure. It looks difficult like when you're starting out, but when you realize this actually came out from an actual sketch and we are here now, it's amazing. It's amazing. And there'll come a time where you don't even need to use it. There'll come a time where you can actually just like draw your characters. And I wanna go more in depth with it, like even where you do like side views and so many other parts, and yeah, it will be awesome. So we're done with that, and now we're gonna do the second second type. Place your face. Place your face. What do you mean, place your face? So we have now the second type of way to do your human anatomy. We're gonna ink this as I talk about it, and then we redo it, and we call it a day, because I know I have characters to work on. What do you mean? Explain. Okay. So in the description, I've shared three channels that you need to watch. So this method I credit it to Nani. Let's Draw with BJ, and it's very simple, and I can say that because I've already done it. But the reality is that I think I really want to just encourage you guys to follow that channel and try and work along with his process, because he really does have a good process of going about it. So we're gonna ink this as I explain the structure on how he also goes about it, and then now we redo it, ink, and move on to the next. So let me start by saying the same concept, as the first one. Where is this first one? The same concept is that the head takes an eighth, the neck to the pelvis takes 2 parts, then the pelvis to the hips, takes 1 part, then that is half of the body already, and then the next half, like this whole other half, we have to the knees, from the pelvis, the hips to, from the hips to the knees, it takes 2 parts, and then from the knees to the ankles, it takes another 2 parts. So with Davis, with I keep forgetting them, with BeeJayDel, he does the same, like the concept is the same. So we are not gonna like differentiate from that. So you're gonna find that the head, and it's equal parts to the head. So this one is a 1, then there's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4, there's a 5, there's a 6, there's a 7, like that. Now it shifts from differently, and especially when you want to draw babies, it's different. But the best thing about his channel is that he actually also teaches you how to do babies. So guys, I highly recommend you guys to like go watch him, subscribe to him, also subscribe to me, like yeah. So let's begin just inking this. So the way I learned to draw like the head and the human anatomy and stuff, I think I learned through the Loomis method. I have all those art books. You can find them online. You can find them with just a simple Google search. You can find them on Telegram. There's so many resources if you really want to take art serious. I think for me, this is the time when I've literally just decided to take art completely serious. And then you learn one part. The whole concept of learning everything is not possible. So realize that you just learn one part at a time. So you learn the head, then you learn how to do like you learn the head, and then you learn how to do the shoulders, the hands, like you learn a bit at a time. So after the head, the next part, you have to also use the circle. So the shoulders should be half the size of the head, and then from the shoulders you eye that to have your elbows and your wrist. So your elbows double size, your wrist single size, like double length and single length. And then your wrist should be on the same level with your pelvis, and then your hip bones slightly above your pelvis. After that, you're now gonna have your knees double length and your anklets double length. Again, if you connect these, you find that it creates the stick figure that I was talking about earlier. But all in all, that's just like the basic structure. So when you're working on it, I really hope like these lives that I'm doing, people will use them like consecutively, because I'll also try and create like a playlist of them, so when you watch the first one, the second one takes like the part twos and stuff, because it's progressive learning that makes you good at art. So we have the neck, and then from the edge of the first circle, connect to for your shoulders, and likewise on the other side. Then you can have these bones that you have right below your neck. I don't know what to call them right now. That's connect from that circle to the next, and then you have your hands. We need like a completely different approach to drawing hands, because I am terrible at drawing hands, but I don't know why most artists are terrible at drawing hands. Are you making AI bots? No, I'm not making AI bots. Actually, every person who posted a message on the chat, I've actually along the way googled them on YouTube and found that they're actual people. So I think that is really great. And then connect the next one. Okay, we are done with our arms. Again, the next part is to remember that this one he added like after the fact, but the next part is to remember the same shape that we had in our last drawing, where you're connecting the chest, the neck and the chest, that part. So that's the part that we have here. And then after that, we have the next part, which now connects to the pelvis. So it's really interconnected with him. It's really interconnected with him. And once you understand that and you can redo these, like you're gonna redo, it becomes way easier to always remember. Again, with art, it's a matter of repetition, practice, repetition. Guys, if you can get to 210 subs, I would highly really appreciate it, and to 10 likes on the video. And then our last part is the legs. I am seriously catching a cold, man. Okay, so after that, you can now eye where you can put like your clothes. So you can have, well, with him, the way he did it was that he just structured where to put it, like the lady having maybe a workout suit or something like that. So that part really wasn't as necessary. But that's just basically it. And with that, I want us to now redo his method in an attempt to understand how we go about it. So first things first, we have our face. I need to sharpen my pencil. It's really cold today. Let me turn on the lights. It is really, really cold today. If I lift it too much, you're not gonna see what I'm working on. But I think that one is better. Okay, that one is way better. So the size of the head has to be proportionate to like the rest of the parts. So this time around, I am actually not gonna measure with a pen. I'm gonna wing it. Okay. I am going to wing it. I know it's not night time, but with the weather right now, it just looks night-like. Just okay. I'm seriously getting a cold. Yo. All right. So I'm going to wing it like the size of the head. I'm gonna wing it and just like divide with my eyes because I'm trying to work on my artistic confidence. So up to there. So you're gonna draw the first part and then come back to the rest. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the middle. As I said, the upper body and the lower body. If you can like just understand that, that will really help you out. So with the first part, half of that, I'm gonna have the shoulders. And then from there, I'm going to connect the elbows, then connect the, what are they called? Connect the elbows and then connect the wrists. Okay. I don't have to like space out like that. So first things, we do the main thing, connect the shoulders, and then to the bottom where the waist is, that is one, and then the next one to the hips. Okay, then at the hips we now have to like, the pelvis is below the hips but the hip bones are above the pelvis, so we have that. But first things first, we have to first finish with the upper part. So I'm gonna have the neck. Okay, After adding the neck, I'm gonna connect the shoulders. I think the first one was too high, so I'm gonna rub that and make it go below. Yes, something of the sort. Then from the top of my shoulders, connect to the elbow. Likewise with the hand, and we are done with that. Likewise on this other side. Oh, I think I went out too much. Let's redo that. So that from the top of the circle to the next one, and also like that. And the next part. Awesome. I think that one is actually pretty good. So we'll have the next part, so that we can now connect everything from bottom. We're done with the first part, with the upper part. So how do we go about that next part? That's what I want to cover right now. So from the legs, we need to now have the same distance. So I can see I'm trying to measure this distance to know up to there is 1, 2, excuse me, 3, 4. So we have our knees, we have our ankles. So coming from the top, we're gonna have our body entering inside a little bit from the shoulders, and then going out to our hips, and then coming down to our knees. So I'm gonna rub this as well and just have the same process. In, out, in again, and then a bit out, in again, a bit out, in again, and from our pelvics, join that, and then our legs should be out, in, out, and then in, and then we can have like our legs, our feet, sorry. And that's it. So guys, we've actually done it twice. We've done it twice, so I really appreciate the fact that we've been able to draw that whole structure in like a short period of time. So now okay, so now what I want to do next is just like rub everything and ink everything out. Yeah. But that's the basic structures of human anatomy. I know this live will help a few people who are trying to like do art, so I really appreciate that. Yeah. And we only took an hour. That's amazing. Like, we only took an hour. That's amazing. I think the 1 hour part is really amazing. Let me try and see whether I can ink it from an upper level. How does that look? think I can, so that you can be able to select the whole thing. After inking, everything becomes so much more visible. Have our face, we have our neck, we have our shoulders, okay, and then we do our hands. So as I had said earlier, let me just reiterate, like with animation, like with drawing, with what we are doing right now, it's a continuous process. It's not a one time fits all. Like you just don't do this and then you're like, oh, now I know how to do it, yay. No, it's continuous. And there's so many things that I know you also have to learn, and I also have to learn, especially with like with anatomy, muscles, structures, skeletal structures, and stuff like that. Okay, so it's a continuous process. Always remember that. Just because I know how to draw the body structure doesn't mean like now I know how to draw characters. That now becomes a different thing that I have to sort of learn. Yeah. And so long as you're willing to learn, I think you'll be able to accomplish what you're working on. Yeah. So I really appreciate that, guys. I'll try and see whether I can bring a live every day. I really enjoy this. I really do enjoy just coming online and having a chat with everyone. Yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically it, and that is the second. We did the first um human anatomy, and now we used a different method to arrive at this. So I think you can use either. They're both correct, they're both good. It's whichever like suits somebody. I'm not into like trying and getting somebody to like get stick to one. I actually also like the idea of using different sort of styles as well. I like using different styles as well. So if you haven't yet subscribed, subscribe. Thank you for the 6 likes, for the 145 views for the last 1 hour and so. And hopefully out of that whole process, hopefully you've learned a lot and you can use that knowledge to also work on your characters. So I'm gonna do another live just to now continue with the October challenge, starting with rugged, which that's actually the reason why I opted to first do a human anatomy basics practice, because I've already sketched out characters that I now want to ink. We're gonna ink that and the second character, and then we're gonna do another character and another one. So I think that will be awesome for the remainder of the evening. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Let me give a shout out to J Anthi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Magic Musiala for joining the live, and there's another guy who also joined and chatted with me, but I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. Yeah, and thank you guys. And there's one last one, True X Edits. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.